swap out into Gastrodon, and they come in with this really big, fat squirrel. It is a Hydro Pump. We take that very well. We're able to get to this Earth Power, which is going to be dealing huge damage to the Shadow Nidoqueen. Opponent knows. What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP. And if you're a returning subscriber like Willie333B, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are jumping into some Great League action, this time featuring a double Mudboy strat. Big shout out to Battle Bill. This is basically his OG line, Skarmory in the lead, Swampert in the back, but instead of Whiscash, we are running a pretty spicy pick, Gastrodon. So Shellos recently had a spotlight hour. In this video, we are featuring the East Sea Gastrodon, the blue one, which is actually not available in my area. We usually get the pink one, so I was pretty excited to be able to get the blue one. The thing about this Gastrodon is that, as you see right here, we are running Hidden Power. And let me talk about that briefly. So basically, when I evolved this thing, I had the intention of running Mud Slap, but when I saw that I got Hidden Power Ice, I kind of said, you know what? If I use it as like a safe switch to bait in the grass type, even if they bring like a flyer, Hidden Power Ice could be pretty decent. It generates the same amount of energy as Mud Slap. It does less damage than Mud Slap, but against like a flying type or something you get locked into, you'd rather have the Hidden Power Ice, right? So I decided to stick with the Hidden Power. It's also going to make this moveset a lot more spicy, so we're going to roll with that. The team in general, not very good, rated very poorly on PV Poke, but that doesn't deter me from ever running the team. I should put it out there that I started the Great League at 3,100 yesterday. Granted, this wasn't the only team I was running. I was also running a lot of Leafeon teams and whatnot. But when I finally started winning with this team, I was already in the 2,800s. So take what you will from that. But in this video, we're going to take a look at some pretty entertaining battles featuring this team. If you guys enjoy this type of content, please make sure you smash that like button. It helps the channel grow. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. And without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. Alright, so let's hop into these battles. A big shout out to Battle Will. Basically, a variation on his OG line of Skarmory, double Mudboy, but we are running a Gastrodon in the place of Whiscash. So we got a Skarmory into Gengar right here. And basically, most Gengars I find are running Shadow Punch and Sludge Bomb, so I decided not to shield this first move right here, and is in fact the Shadow Punch. If it was a Shadow Ball, it would hurt, but sometimes you just gotta take the gamble, right? So Sky Attack comes through, we get the shield, now we swap out into Gastrodon. And notice my Hidden Power is Ice, but it's saying not very effective there. I think that is a visual glitch where all the Hidden Powers register as normal types, so that's probably why it's showing not very effective, although it is dealing neutral damage. So opponent comes in with a Scrafty right here, and I decide to go for back-to-back body slams. Now the thing about Gastrodon, this little thing, this little slug, it's quite tanky, right? So Power Punch is going to come through here. We are going to get farmed down, which isn't great, but at the same time, it's very low. We should be able to farm down with the Skarmory here. I think I'm actually going to shield this up in case there's a foul play. I want to get off this free farm with the Skarmory, get close to a Sky Attack, but the Gengar in the back probably going to outpace this to a Shadow Punch, and we are in the range here. So I actually decided to let this go down here because I do have a Shadow Swampert. When you have a Shadow Pokemon, you kind of want to save a shield, and it is an Azumarill in the back. So this isn't the greatest matchup for Swampert, but we do have a slight energy lead. And as long as we could sneak in another Mud Shot here when they throw, which we're able to do right there, this could flip the match, even though they did shield the first Sludge Wave. So Ice Beam comes through. We are at the next Sludge Wave. This isn't going to KO, so I need to get to another Hydro Cannon before they get to the Ice Beam right here. And then the play is hopefully to farm down with Mud Shot before that Gengar gets to a Shadow Punch. And because it's a Shadow Swampert, that is possible. Able to farm down Shadow Swampert, putting in the work right there, taking that game. I think that was one situation where you really did want to have the Shadow as opposed to the non-Shadow for Swampert. So we take that game, 1-0 start, and we see a very positive lead here for Skarmory in battle number 2. Opponent swaps out to Pelipper, which is a little bit tricky for my backline, so I'm going for the Sky Attack here. I'm going to swap out to Gastrodon, and this is another situation where having Hidden Power Ice actually benefits us a bit more, because if we did have Mud Slap, it generates the same amount of energy as the Hidden Power, but it's going to be dealing less damage against these flying types, right? So as you can see here, we take the Hurricane, but we're able to farm down with Hidden Power Ice, which we definitely would not be able to do with Mud Slap. So We farm down, throw this body slam at the Abomasnow, and then we're going to get farmed down in return, but we did maintain alignment, which is the most important thing at this point in the game. So Skarmory comes in here. Weather Ball is going to hurt quite a bit, but we could definitely tank at least one, definitely tank at least two actually, and the Mew in the back. So at this point, I actually make a misplay here because for some reason, I thought I had one shield. I thought we both had one shield here. So I decided to let the first Surf go through. And then I figured I would throw the Hydro Can here. They shield the first one. And then the second Hydro Can is going to land because we both have a shield apiece. But then what I realized at this point was that they actually shield this second Hydro Can. I'm like, wait a minute, they have two shields? And I'm like, hold on, I have two shields. So now I'm in a tricky spot because I know if I shield this, I'm going to get farmed down by Mew, right? So in hindsight, I should just save both shields for the Skarmory. But fortunately for us, we are able to get to this Sky Attack before the Mew throws a move, which means this is going to knock out the Mew, and we are going to be able to take this game because the Abomasnow basically needs two Weather Balls here. We still have a shield. Looks like they're not able to get to it, so I'm going to throw Sky Attack here. It's going to be enough to take out the Abomasnow, and we take that game despite a very bad misplay there towards the end, not keeping track of the shield situation. Almost costing us the game, but we take the win. Let's hop into match number 3. We got Skarmory into a Shadow Hypno. Shadow Hypno, once again, another one of those Pokemon that is a bit of a problem for this team just because confusion hits so hard, right? So I'm going to go for the Sky Attack right here. Pretty much every Hypno is running Thunder Punch, so I swap out into Gastrodon. And they're throwing energies here, so I figure it could be a Shadow Ball. It's actually a Thunder Punch, so that tells me they're probably running Thunder Punch plus Fire Punch really, because I can't think of any other reason to throw Thunder Punch there unless you're running Fire Punch with it. So opponent builds up a lot of energy and swaps out into Azumarill. I decided to throw the Body Slam here because I figured they would throw the Ice Beam to take us out. But then at this point I realized they're going for the complete farm down instead, so that makes me feel very comfortable that I could get to the Earth Power. Of course, the Azumarill is going to be loaded on energy, which isn't great, but Earth Power comes through, and now I swap out into Skarmory. The reason I swapped out there was to keep that Gastrodon as a potential third shield late in the game, which I figured I'm probably going to need. And right here, I should have definitely let this go. I think this is a misplay once again because the reason I shielded there is because I basically thought the Hypno only had one Thunder Punch ready in the back. But what you're going to see is that I totally underestimated how much energy that thing actually had. And it's actually quite loaded here. So I decided to shield thinking they don't have another one. Maybe I could farm down before they get to another one. But as you can see, they're loaded. They have another one. This is going to take out the Skarmory. And now I'm left with 0 shields for my Swampert. I mean, I have 1 shield technically, but it's not a guaranteed shield, right? We have the potential third shield in Gastrodon. So Mandibuzz in the back. This is basically GG's. Going to need about 4 Hydro Cannons right here because they do still have 1 shield. So just not going to be able to outpace here. I decide to overfarm, then swap out, but very well played by the opponent. They really don't have to throw there in the situation they're in. I can't farm down with Mudshot, obviously, so there really isn't too much pressure. And they don't throw. They're able to take us out right here and take that game. Very well played by the opponent. Pretty tough team comp for us to run into there, but still a relatively close match nonetheless. Let's hop into match number 4. Currently 2-1 in this set. Skarmory into Scrafty. Pretty nice lead right here for the Skarmory. But of course, Scrafty could win this in the 2 shields. So CMP tie here on the first move. I actually decide to call the foul play, and it is indeed a foul play. So that's a big shield right there. Obviously, shielding a Power Punch would be devastating, but we do get the correct shield, and they're going to shield up the Sky Attack in return. Now I'm going to swap out into the Gastrodon here, trying to catch the move. And basically, I need to keep the Skarmory alive just in case they do have a Grass in the back, right? Like, I can't just stay in that matchup and then they have a Grass and I get swept despite winning Switch Advantage. So they swap out into Beedrill right here, going to build up to the Earth Power. This is definitely not a drill run, so I could definitely survive. X-Scissor barely survived, but we're able to undertap and get to this Earth Power, which is going to be dealing heavy damage to the Beedrill right there. We get farmed down. Going to come back in with the Skarmory. Look to farm down here with Air Slash. And this should be just another X-Scissor, to be honest. So no shield, doesn't do anything. We farm down. We're pretty loaded on energy right here. And the Scrafty going to come back in. And I actually make a big call right here, and I decide to call the bait. It is only a power-up punch, so now I'm going to throw the Sky Attack here. This will knock them out if they don't shield. They decide to shield, so I'm going to swap out immediately into the Swampert. And it's a Nidoqueen in the back, so you know what that means. Hydro Cannon coming through. Bang! There it is, Nidoqueen. Go home. Scrafty doesn't want the smoke. Opponent leaves the match. We take that game. Let's hop into the next battle. Positive set, clinched right here. 3-1 heading into the 5th and final battle of this first set. And we see an Azumarill lead here, so pretty neutral matchup. And typically what I'm going to do is, actually I don't throw when I get to Brave Bird because it will be CMP. I don't want to throw the Brave Bird first and then allow them to throw the Hydro Pump after I've lowered my defense. So I actually decide to throw the extra Air Slash instead, let them throw first and then throw the Brave Bird, swap out into Gastrodon, and they come in with this really big fat squirrel. And this thing's a bit of a problem for my backline here, so I'm pretty happy I see it come out now. Going to go for the Earth Power right here. At this point I figure they probably don't have a grass type. This is probably like their grass answer with the Bullet Seed as the fast move. So going to get KO'd right here by the Body Slam and come back in with the Skarmory. Now unfortunately for us we aren't able to get to the move here, so hoping to call the Body Slam bait, but it is the Crunch which is going to take us out. I come in with Swampert. So it's basically Swampert with 2 shields against 3 Pokemon. How are we going to get out of this? I don't know. But we throw, well, the opponent swaps out into Azumarill. So I'm going to throw the Hydro Cannon right here. And the opponent's going to shield. So that means I'm going to be able to get to the second Hydro Cannon, which will either get the second shield or they're going to let the Azumarill go down. And they decide to let the Azumarill go down here. So at this point, things are looking pretty decent. The Greedent comes back in, and the only play here is to completely farm down. We have to shield, just hope they don't get to 2 moves, and pray there's something in the back. Very weak to Swampert. And look at this, Alolan Marowak in the back. Hydro Cannon gonna come through. The opponent decides to no shield the first one. We need to commit to the farm now because they still have a shield. No point to throw another Hydro Cannon there. I think if the opponent shielded, maybe could have made the game a bit closer. But either way, we take that game 4-1 set. Very happy with the results in that first set. So jumping into set number 2, and we are leading Skarmory into a Ferrothorn. So Ferrothorn obviously horrible for this backline. So if you're going to see it anywhere, happy to see it in the lead. Opponent comes with Azumarill, which isn't great either. So I'm actually going to throw the Brave Bird right here. And in this case, because I'm throwing first, I'm going to have to shield up the potential move coming from the Azumarill right here, right? If it is a Hydro Cannon, I can't afford to take it. I need to keep Skarmory alive for that Ferrothorn. So it is a play rough. I swap out now into the Gastrodon. And it should be in the range now where I can take this out. So I'm going to go for the Body Slam right here. This should be enough to take out the Azumarill. They do shield up. And at this point, nothing's going to KO, so I'm going to let this go through. It is a Hydro Pump. We take that very well. Very tanky Gastrodon. This thing is full of the gas. And the Ferrothorn coming back in. So very nice counting on the opponent's part. I should have seen that coming, to be honest, but it's not like Earth Power would do too much more anyways. So we get farmed down right there, not good. But Skarmory comes back in. And at this point, my win condition is basically them not having Thunder. If they have Thunder, there's nothing I can do. We're going to lose regardless. So have to call the bait, and it is Flash Cannon. Or actually, not even the baits. We just have to call them not having Thunder. And once we said they don't have Thunder, we could safely farm down here. They should be locked into this match. Flash Cannon comes through again. We are able to farm down, and I actually decide I'm going to throw the Sky Attack here, but they come in with Pelipper, so I kind of wished I went for the Brave Bird at the time, but Sky Attack comes through. I tried to get to the next Sky Attack before dipping out, but it didn't seem like we would be able to do that, so I build up to the Hydro Cannon right here. I throw this at the Pelipper. They decide to shield, and now at this point, we are at a Hydro Cannon. If it's Weather Ball, we will survive, so I decide to let it go through. It is the Weather Ball. The opponent swaps onto Azumarill. The lag, you love to see it. I have no idea what's going on here, so we definitely farmed past the Hydro Cannon, which is horrible for us because we actually took more damage than we needed to. And taking that damage, well, maybe we wouldn't have got to Hydro Cannon anyways, but the opponent throws here, which is actually huge because we sneak in the Air Slash, so I need to under tap right here. We get to the Sky Attack, but is it enough to take out the Pelipper right here? Bang! Yes, it is. Pelipper gets taken out. Clutch win right there in the end. And we take that game off to a 1-0 start in this second set. Hopping into the next battle, Nidoqueen into a Skarmory. Beautiful lead. And actually, Nidoqueen has a pretty rough matchup against this whole team, to be honest. So Sableye comes in right here. Going to throw the Sky Attack. Depending on what the opponent does, I will swap out into Gastrodon. Because they decide to shield there, I'm actually going to build up a little bit more. Will I shield her? No, I'm going to let it go through. Okay, so Foul Play comes through. I'm going to swap out to Gastrodon once they're dry on energy. We could definitely tank whatever here. And then I'm going to look to throw a Body Slam and farm down before they get to another move. After this one, that is. So I shield up right here. So we're even on shields. I'm okay with this. Going to build up to the Body Slam. This isn't going to KO the Sableye, but we should be able to farm down before they get to another foul play, which is very nice. And now we are at the Body Slam. Opponent comes in with the Nidoqueen. We're able to get to his Earth Power, which is going to be dealing huge damage to the Shadow Nidoqueen. Opponent knows, so they do shield that up, but they are down to 0 shields. We have Skarmory and Swampert, so I decided to come in with the Skarmory just because they're pretty low on energy. They go for the Earth Power. I was hoping they'd go for Poison Fang, but they go for that instead. And right here, this is a gamble right here. I know it's going to be Poison Fang, but I decided to no shield this, hoping they have something in the back that doesn't have a hard hitting fast move. So something like Mud Shot or like Lock On type. So it was a huge gamble, and it happens to be a Scrafty. So that's the worst thing we could have seen, because if I actually shielded that Poison Fang, would have been able to get to 2 Hydro Cannons, which would have won us this game. So a misplay on my part, or just a gamble that went the wrong way. So we lose that game there. Definitely risky, but if they ended up having something like Lock On in the back, we would have probably ended up winning that game, right? So horrible lead right here. You want to talk about the worst leads to see? We see Bastiodon into a Skarmory. So I come in with the Gastrodon, and finally we lure out the grass type. There honestly isn't too many grass types, it seems like, right now in the meta. We actually get a shield right there, and I think that shield was in large part due to the surprise factor of Gastrodon, but also look at that thing get knocked out. But also the fact that the hidden power was doing so much, they probably figured maybe they have like some super effective move, right? Because who sees Gastrodon the Great League? Probably don't know the move set. So right now, that shield is huge, that we have the shield advantage, and at this point, we could safely farm down completely here against the Serperior, swap out to Swampert immediately, and there's a Medicham in the back. So because we have that shield advantage plus a slight energy advantage, this is actually a good position to be in. The important thing here is that this Medicham does not have Power Up Punch. If it's running Ice Punch plus Psychic, this should be GG. So let's see what the opponent has. We have to shield here no matter what it is, but we're hoping it is not a Power Up Punch and it's an Ice Punch. Thank goodness. Able to get to this Hydro Cannon right here, which is going to knock out the Medicham. At this point, all we need to do is land the Hydro Cannon onto that Bastiodon. I don't think we'll be able to get to 2, so I'm going to throw the Hydro Cannon. We are loaded on energy with the Skarmory, so Hydro Cannon comes through, swap out into the Skarmory. We're just about at 2 Brave Birds. We still have a shield. First one coming through, gonna lower our defense, literally doing nothing, but guess what? This second Brave Bird, oh, it's gonna come through. Bang! There it is, Bastiodon getting taken out by a Skarmory. Skarmory is a Bastiodon counter, confirmed. You love to see it. Wall face getting slapped around by the Steel Bird. Skarmory into Azumarill right here. Another pretty difficult matchup we saw in the first game. I like to build up past the Hydro Pump, look to sneak in the extra Air Slash. Not this time. Opponent does a very good fast move denial right there. Ice Beam comes through. And now I'm going to go for the Brave Bird, but a very nice swap out into Mandibuzz. And this is a situation where Gastrodon, with that hidden power, is going to come in clutch, right? Because this actually is a winnable matchup for Gastrodon with the hidden power. So the Body Slam comes through. We are going to let this foul play come through. No reason to shield here, actually. And I think I'm actually going to commit to the farm down here, take another foul play. Well, we should be able to farm down before they get to a third. And that means we're going to have a move ready to go for their lead Pokemon, which is a Bastiodon. So can the Gastrodon land the Earth Power? You know you want to see it right here. Everybody knows about the Gastrodon's Earth Power, it seems. So unfortunately for them, we have another great answer here in the form of Swampert. They're going to throw energy. No need to shield anything here. Stone Edge, even the Shadow laughs at that damage. Azumarill comes in. I had a pretty tricky decision to make here in the moment. So I decided to go for the Sludge Wave. They shield that up. And at this point, I have 2 shields. I figured, you know, do I really want to come in with the Skarmory and risk the potential farm down from that Bastiodon if I leave too much health on the Skarmory? I figured, you know what? I don't want to do that. So I'm going to build up, overfarm a little bit past this Sludge Wave, knock out the Azumarill right here, and hope that I could still get to 2 Hydro Cannons on this Bastiodon to win the game. So as you can see right here, we're getting off the first, but will we be able to get off the second? Bastiodon not able to take us out before this second Hydro Cannon comes through. Bang! There it is. Wall face Get on out of here. I know the people in the comments love to see that thing get wrecked. Honestly, I have no issues with Bastiodon. I think it's actually a pretty cool Pokemon, to be honest, but I know people really hate it, so every time they get to see that thing get taken out, we're gonna show it in the video. Skarmory versus Pelipper right here. Not a great lead. It is pretty good for the Skarmory, but right here I make a huge mistake because my only answer for Cresselia is Skarmory, so I should have never went for Brave Bird right there. I went for Brave Bird anticipating to swap out, but then I realized both my Pokemon lose to Cresselia with Grass Knot, so I should have just went straight Sky Attack in this matchup. Huge mistake. I thought I could farm down before they get to the Grass Knot. Probably should have shielded here, to be honest. I didn't. Huge damage, so that was probably the second mistake I made right there. Not shielding the Gastrodon. It's actually a Stunfisk in the back, and we're able to get this Earth Power. So are we finally going to see an Earth Power land? No. Everybody knows about the Earth Power on Gastrodon, unfortunately. But here comes Swampert. We still have play in this match. It's not going to be easy, but I decided to call the Earthquake there, which we do. And I should have known this is the third mistake. I should have known they're going to try and catch the Hydro Cannon. So big mistake on my part. Should have built up to the Sludge Wave, but it is what it is. Pelipper going to throw here. Was hoping I could survive the Weather Ball, and we did, but not able to get to the Sky Attack. So Swampert comes back in here. At this point, it's pretty much game over because they're just going to outpace us to these Weather Balls, right? So I'm going to shield up this one, but there's pretty much no win condition here because they could just let this Hydro Cannon come through here, save the shield for the Stunfisk, and we're basically in Rock Slide range. So no chance of winning this game right here. Not even going to throw the Hydro Cannon. We are going to lose, so we finish off on a sour note. We go 3-2, 7-3 overall in those two sets, and I had a lot of fun running Gastrodon in the Great League. So those were the battles featuring Gastrodon in the Open Great League. A very fun pick to use. Kind of difficult to build a team around. Decided to go with the OG Double Mud Boy strat. Big shout out to Battle Bill once again. And it worked out pretty well in this video, but I did lose a lot of sets prior to this in the high 3,000 range. So it is a risky team to run. Obviously rated very poorly on PvPoke, but it is a lot of fun to use as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like, commenting, subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.